for you as a listener, no matter where you're starting from, it's always possible to start getting on this path towards creating, not only creating active income, but then being able to eventually turn that into passive income. So one of the things that we really believe in over here at the Investor Mindset is, in order to change the way you think about money, you need to understand how to make money. You need to understand how to multiply money. And you need to understand how to manage money. You need to do that in that order. If you're trying to manage money that you don't have, you're going to try to save $1 at Starbucks, but you really are focused on the wrong thing. And you guys have really mastered the art of making money using real estate, and in particular, using flipping as a vehicle. Talk to us a little bit about how you've used this strategy to start generating active income that can eventually be invested into wealth creating type assets.
So we are big proponents. Every time we do workshops and do any trainings, we're big proponents on, learn flipping to learn that skill. Like, learn the skill, so now you know what you're looking for. So we want you to start using that money as soon as you can towards rentals. And we even in the skills that we teach our students, we teach them how to build a rental portfolio without using their own money, by using their skills, start to build that passive income. Because as much as we love what we've done, the flipping houses thing doesn't excite us anymore. What excites us is adding another rental portfolio. We just closed on we're just about to close on another 9-unit in our portfolio. And those are the things that we love, like having passive income from real estate. We're not big stock people. We don't like the stocks. It's just not and I'm sure some of your listeners love it, and they might be, poo-pooing me, and that's okay. I just don't like the roller coaster. I like to drive by and at least see a picture of my assets and know that I've got, this will be about 50, 60 doors we have now, something like that.
Yeah,
so, we like what we do.
I actually just did a marketing video right before this podcast, and it was something to the effect of, the dollar is down. Stocks have totally sucked over the last 12 months, and crypto crashed. But what do you have that still appreciates and pretty much doubles in value every 20 years? And that's real estate.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the most solid, and it has the most awesome track record of any way to create that kind of income of anything else out there.
And the tax benefits are tremendous. People forget all that too.
Generational wealth.
Yeah.
Well, when you look at real estate on a long enough time horizon, the security is very, very, very strong. It's one of the reasons why we actually stopped flipping and focusing on that, is because the time horizon was so short and we were starting to get uneasy, because once we had made some money, then we wanted to hold on to it, which actually is something that it's a great thing to do. But when that fear starts creeping in, it actually stops you from being able to do the thing that got you to where you are today. And so, I really do believe in creating a skill set that's going to make money, and flipping is a phenomenal way of doing that. And what I'm hearing from you is you're really seeing this as a stepping stone, an opportunity to gain some experience. The entry point is so low, and it's so easy for somebody to do and wrap their head around, that they can go from not having really any real estate experience, maybe owning their own personal home or something, to being able to go out and flip a house and see a result, to be able to build that belief that it's possible in a short amount of time.
Yeah, if I found somebody and said, "Look, let's go out and get you $100,000 a month in rental income coming in," that would blow their mind. But even one house, you say, "Well, we get one house, you're gonna make $200 a month." They're like, it's not worth the effort, right? So I want to teach them, and we want to teach them the skills of how you can, because in flipping a house, right, you got to find it, fund it, fix it, flip it, or hold it, right? That's kind of what we teach. So when you're building a rental portfolio, if you don't have a ton of cash that you want to, because there's ways to do it. If you have cash, you can invest. You can be in a syndication, right? You can do that. You can buy bigger things. There's places you can put your money. You could be a private lender. We work with private lenders who make 10% on their money all the time. That's been going on for 15 years now. And so that's another side of this if you have money. But hey, listen, I think what we're really great for is people that have a little bit of money but want to have a lot of bit of money, right? They really want to turn that into more money. They want to multiply it, like you said. And they're like, how do I turn that into more money? So we get them started and say, listen, our big thing is flip 2 houses in a year. Make yourself an extra around $100,000 in profit in year 1. Learn that process, because through that process, just the finding process, you'll become such a good investor moving forward. You've done a couple hundred deals, Stephen. Once you know how to find deals, you can't not see them, right? So then you see them, you're like, and whether you want to buy those houses or not, they're there. So
get to drive around in the car and point them out to us now.
Yeah. So
yeah, absolutely. Once you have that skill, you can apply it towards larger projects. I applied it to 200 single family homes. And then now when I go look at a 200 unit building, I can say, hey, well, it's the same type of ideas. It might be a different way of running the numbers. It might be a different approach, but it's a very similar concept. And so it's really, I think when you're flipping houses, what you're really looking for is how can you find value? How can you solve a problem? And how can you then create profit off of those problems? And the same is true throughout the whole process of investing. And what I like about flipping is that for people who are not high income earners, who are not in the 200,000 to 300,000 or above range, it can be difficult for you to get into a syndication and invest enough money in a short period of time to really be able to create the passive income that maybe you desire over a long period with many doubling cycles, many times of compounding. Anyone can get there, and we can show you exactly how to get there for sure. But if you want to get there faster, and you want to take your time and you want to exchange that time for more money, and you have a little bit of money, or you want to borrow money from someone else, you can multiply that very, very quickly by going in flipping houses. So talk to me a little bit about, after you've gone through this process and you've flipped a bunch of houses, you started to create this little war chest of money. How have you been able to then build passive income for yourself where you're seeing money come in every single month without needing to do all of the work day in and day out?
I think for us, we didn't necessarily use all the money that we made to do that. Ironically, we just found in the process of finding houses to flip, we'd find one and go, well, that person wants a little bit more for the house, doesn't need quite as much. What if we turn that into a rental? And so we would use our private, so this is how we do it without using any of our own money. We use our private lender to fund the purchase and the renovation of a rental property, right?
Yeah.
And we do a minimal fix up on it to make it a rental, not a full renovation. There's techniques for that. And then we put a tenant in there, and then we go to the bank and do a cash out refinance, pay off the lender. And if we did it right, we could actually put some tax-free money in our pocket at the same time. 10, 15, $20,000. One time we did 50,000. There's ways you can put that in your pocket tax-free, and then let the tenant pay that loan back. And so I'm making a couple $100 a month on the house, but yet I've got all that. I've got a little bit of money to work with, and I haven't used any of my own money in the deal. So when you're looking at a return on investment, it's an infinite return on investment. It is time on your part, right, to do it. So it's time, but your cash is a minimal outlay to get that done. So that's how we started. 1 year the first one we bought was in 2003. We bought a two-family, the worst thing we ever bought in our lives. Well, the horrible experience.
You can say that, but it also got us into real estate.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And now today here, so the funny part is years later, now that thing's a cash cow.
Right.
Because it was
a bad choice at the time, but that's the beauty of real estate is you can even make a mistake, and over time that mistake pays off.
Thank you for listening to the Investor Mindset Podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure to rate, review, subscribe, and share with a friend. Head over to theinvestormindset.com to join the Insider Club, where we share tools and strategies from the top investors and entrepreneurs on how to take it to the next level.